Right, so before I launch results, let me try to locate where I have my files saved. We close this and then try to find the folder where I saved files. So it's on desktop. Oh, there it is. All right, so we have our data file here, and what you would have here should be similar to what you have in the sample file. So remember we made some changes respect to what we wanted to see in the output, text output file, and then the simulation output file. We have our grid information here, information for the grid section. We have the width of the blocks in the X direction and in the Y direction, and you find those in the Z direction here. We have the elevation here as well, permeability in the I direction, in the J and then K direction are all here. We have the PVT information all being displayed here. And remember that for the water oil saturation and then the gas liquid saturation, we smoothen the curve, so we had a different set of data being generated based on what we exported. And all our perforations can be found here. We have the radius changed, the radius of the well being changed, flow rates being altered as well. So this is the flow rate for, right, let me start from here. This one we run the simulation. So I think it began on the 1st of January 1995. This for oil well 1. We had the constraints here. We changed the radius. We had perforations, and its flow rate was 30 cubic meters per day. For oil 2, we had to change the flow rate to 30. So we maintain the same flow rate for the 3 wells. So that's how come you find 30 here, 30 here as well, and 30 here for oil 3. Then we changed the flow rate with the workover. We changed the flow rate of oil 1 to 15 and that of oil 2 to 15 as well. And remember, we used this date. For oil 3, we changed the flow rate in 2006 and we altered that to 15 cubic meters per day. And then the simulation entered, it ended on this date on 2015. Yeah, so I think we should have made 1 or 2 changes here, but it's okay for now. All right, so when I double click on the OUT file, this is where you would find, so this is the text output file. We specified that we needed data for some specific components, specific things like the gas saturation, oil saturation based on the layers. So we'd have all those information in this file. And I just want us to go down to the summary section. So this is the water saturation fraction being generated for each layer, and the pressure as well, because we chose those values or those components. Now this why I want us to pay more attention to. So this when the simulation started, right? So this time 0 days, and in here this where we can find the initial oil in place. We have that here to be 5177.6 million reservoir cubic meters. We have the gas in place. We have no value for that here. And then the oil in place, the water in place. So remember with the project you were asked to write down the initial oil in place and then the initial water in place. This is where you would find your values. That's what I wanted to point out. And yeah, so this is actually where we have information for each layer for oil saturation for this date, April 1, 1995. The most important thing is finding this initial oil in place and then the initial gas, water in place. And then we have the log. Okay, so there is nothing here to display. There should be something in this one. All right, so the log data as well, with also information for every time step. Okay, so let me just end this here, and then with the next one, I would work on the results section.